the flu is still putting me in the hurt box. So I ended up bailing on this session that you're seeing right now and pushing it towards my Wednesday. And then Wednesday I did a kind of combo upper and lower. But yeah, the flu is just, it just beat me down, or I'm just being real soft. One of the two, or maybe both. I don't know. All right, so I got lateral squats here. I added these back in. I had these in my program a while back, but it's getting ready to be spring out. I'm probably going to be out even more, doing some sprinting, change of direction stuff. So I want to make sure I'm as robust of an organism as I possibly can be. Make sure I'm resilient towards injury and all that kind of stuff. So putting that back in, especially for change of direction. Is it the best stimulus from a hypertrophy perspective for your quads? No. But is it bad? No. I just think a lot of people who see exercises like that and they're like, oh, that'd be a terrible, terrible quad stimulus. I think a lot of it is they just probably don't want to do it. I mean, lateral squats, I was only doing 65 pounds, but lateral squats are uncomfortable. Being in a front rack for that long is uncomfortable. Front squatting is uncomfortable. It's all uncomfortable. And I think that's people use the cop out or the cope, if you will, of it's not a good stimulus. And in reality, it's like they probably just don't want to do the exercise. And again, when we talk about training, like, based on the videos, am I the strongest guy in the world? By no means. I'm not even, lower end of the pack or anything like that. But I try at this point in my, lifting avocation and also being a strength coach and stuff, I try to not shy away anymore from things that I don't want to do. Like if I don't want to do them and they're uncomfortable, it's probably a good indicator that I need to do them. Except for distance running. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. But I'm doing a lot more conditioning lately. I haven't really been videoing it. But like I said, with football, I can't really video that, obviously. But I've been doing a lot more with that as far as speed and agility, conditioning, stuff like that. So I've been pushing that pretty hard. And that's stuff that I've always traditionally hated. So, I think if there's things that you, for the most part, avoid because they're hard, there's probably a good indicator that you need to include them. Case in point, I got my pullovers here. Been trying to do a lot more pullovers, as I mentioned in other videos, not just from a mobility standpoint, but just progressing them from a strength and hypertrophy standpoint as well. As I talked about in that first video, I was supposed to squat and deadlift, and I just ended up bailing on it after those lateral squats and hamstring curls. So here I am. This is a Wednesday morning on March 3rd, the day after. Did a beltless pause squat. Still didn't feel great. It was 355, but felt better than the day prior, so I'll take the win where I can get it. I did my first back down set at 315. I only did a triple and wasn't feeling good. So, didn't want to be a hero. And so I threw my belt on for the subsequent sets. I am squatting again on Friday. So I didn't want to risk the chance of tweaking my back. And again, is the belt there to prevent injury? No, but it does provide a great deal more stability and a lot more rigidity around the torso and trunk. So in a roundabout way, if you're having a tweaky back, you're feeling something in the lift, I think a belt is a good choice to use. So I threw the belt on. They felt much better. I was able to get sets of 4 for these pause squats at 315. Again, was this where I was before I got sick? No, but I'm also very happy that I didn't have like this huge, crazy strength drop off. And also, like, I'm still pretty much sick. Like midway through the day, every day so far, I'm getting muscle aches, joint aches, fatigue. So the flu is still lingering. So I'm pretty happy with the fact that my strength didn't drop off as much as I thought it would. So this is my last set of these pause squats. They ended up feeling better and better as I went. So I was happy that I postponed it from Monday to Wednesday. And you really got to figure stuff like that out. Like, are you nixing it in the workout because you're being soft, or are you nixing it because you're like, I'm just not going to get the stimulus out of this, and I'm probably risking more. I'm putting myself more at an injury risk than anything else. Like, sometimes it's better to live again and fight another day. But again, people have to be objective about that. Like, there's too many people that bail themselves out of hard work because they're just being soft. And then on that same spectrum, like, are you bailing yourself out because you need to, and you actually need to push it to the next day or the next week. So again, that's for everyone else to decide, but you have to really, really be objective about that. And that's hard because you kind of go back and forth in your head, like, am I being soft, or is this a good decision? Whatever it might be. So they ended up doing my pause benches to my partials. I'm still doing this. I've been doing this for about 6 to 8 weeks now, and I still really like it. Just using, too many people don't use old school training techniques anymore because they're not, quote unquote, evidence based. And again, when we look at like the evidence based hierarchy, we have 3 points that we need to look at. One is, what does the actual literature say? What is the client preference? And when we say client preference, that also means patient preference. And then what is the coaching preference? So you as a coach. So when we talk about evidence-based, again, the literature is our foundation, and then we layer in the coaching experience and then the client preference or the patient preference on top of that. So, in this scenario, when I'm training myself, I'm both the client / patient and the coach. So I say all that because it's important to use the anecdotal evidence that you have. In the case of the bench presses to the partials, is there any evidence to suggest that's going to help hypertrophy or strength in comparison than traditional sets or traditional full range of motion exercise? No, but preferentially, I think it works well. I like it, so I'm able to put more effort into it. I get good pumps. That feels like I'm making progress as well. So all of those things in conjunction with what the literature says is kind of how I think most people should kind of go about things. So always look at those 3 things, in my opinion. But these are my clusters for deadlifts. These did not feel good, but is what it is. Like, subscribe, comment. I will see you all later.